Oh nah, I know the planets align, this shit be cosmic, but what's a retrograde to a renegade in the projects? My mindset is to avoid most nonsense and don't comment on issues that I don't vibe
What's up with it? It's your boy Noonie. It's Leo in the third house, and we back with another reading.
Yo, what's up with it? This your boy Noonie, and it's Leo in the third house, back with another reading. This is going to be a pick a card reading. We're going to be asking the question, what makes people feel insecure around you? All right, so this could be like your traits. This could just be how they're perceiving it. I mean, it is both. It's a little bit of both, you know what I mean? So I'm not quite sure exactly how to come or how to play. I just was curious about this and just see if this is something that we just throw out there into the ethers, into pick a card land, you know what I mean? Pick a card land. You know what I mean? I like asking a bunch of different questions too, because that way when we ask a bunch of different questions, it's kind of like Google. You know what I mean? At the right time, there's the right reading coming through and you didn't even know you needed it. That's what I'd be like intending to do with a lot of these readings. You know what I mean? Sometimes I do the generic ones and the ones that we like. But, you know, it just made me think about that sometimes. Like, you know, people who think that their ideas aren't valued or important, they are. It just may not be right then and there when you want, like that instant gratification sometimes of an idea just don't be always hitting when you need it to, or it just doesn't always give you the, you know what I mean, that Shazam or that boom bow in your life that you expect it to, you know what I mean? But it still does what it needs to do, and sometimes that's just as important. I don't know why I gave you that rant, but I did. All right, but anyway, without doing too much talking, thanks to all those people who be liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, getting involved. Thanks to all those people who just be trusting me, you know what I mean, and allowing me to read for you. Thanks for all those people who just be, you know, DMing me, emailing me, and just giving me good words of confidence and good words of encouragement and giving me those confirmations. I love all those, man, especially those confirmations, because I'd be like, yo, that was so crazy, because I thought I was tripping. Thank you for telling me that, you know what I mean? So those type of things be like, those really go like, I really appreciate them. Like, I really couldn't put a word to those. Like, those be the ones that I really, really appreciate. So, thank you. Also, this will be pile 1, 2, 3, 4. There's going to be timestamps in the description box. All right. Take a look at those. Now, if you don't know what the description box is, it should be where it says more. You click that, boop, and then it'd be like more again, boop, and then you scroll up, whoop, 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 and it'd be pile selection, and then it'd be a close-up. There's gonna be an even closer view of these. Ooh, right? Even closer view of these up front where you can see them, right? And you can pick from there. There's gonna be numbers over top of them as well, so you won't get confused, okay? And I did a good job this time making sure that they match the picture. Go me. All right. So even though this was a pretty long day and an unexpected day, I'm here. So it's a little later than normal. And I'm done with the rant. I just had a lot going on. All right, y'all. I'm about to show you this close up. Boom. Pile 1. How did I forget that? Pile 1. What makes people feel insecure around you? You know what I just heard? People could feel like they're a prisoner to your desires. So like, I guess like what you want is what you have or what you get. So people feel like prisoners to your desires in a way. Or like it's never, oh God, dang, okay. So they might also feel like they're never enough, or like you're never satisfied, like nothing's ever enough. All right. They could feel like you have strong beliefs too, and they keep you boxed in. Like that makes them feel insecure, or like maybe like they feel like they have to be in a certain box, or they have to be in a certain way, like it's your way or no way. Like people feel confined or conformed. Let me give you the signs real quick. You could be an Aquarius, you could be a Pisces, you could be a Taurus, you could be a Taurus, you could be a Leo, you could be a Capricorn, you could be a Libra. So like off the rip, I was feeling like people feel like they're not enough, or like they need to get it right. All right, they feel like you have strong boundaries, or like you're very disciplined, very focused, very passionate. All right. People kind of, they feel like commitment almost, like long term or something like that. Like they feel oppressed. Like that, like it's a feeling like they have to get it right in a sense. Or they feel like, for some, it feels like the tables have turned. You know what I mean? Like the dynamics have changed in a sense, because the justice sometimes in reverse can be about that. And I kind of get that vibe, like maybe karma, or like you, like maybe you're a lesson to them, maybe you're a karmic lesson, because I got the devil and the justice in reverse. So maybe you could be like a karmic lesson to them. People feel like that something about that is like, why is that makes them insecure? Because it's like maybe they feel like they haven't learned a lesson. That's what it is. People feel like they haven't learned a lesson by dealing with you. All right, because it's like there's like a feeling of bittersweetness, of happiness, but yet not fully content. You know what I mean? Like something is maybe like it's almost like they're reuniting with a close friend, but they feel kind of like confined to be a certain way for you. So people feel insecure. Like there's like a in between. It's like you're devoted, but you're not devoted, because we have devotion in reverse here, and then we have devotion in the Vesta form. So like you're devoted and you're inspired and you're very passionate and self-focused. Oh, and you're not devoted to others. So like you're very independent in a sense. And this in between is like people don't know where they stand with you. So that makes them feel insecure. It's like you're inviting, but you have boundaries, or you have I mean, I was going to say a stone wall, but maybe not that. It's kind of like, maybe there's like a middleman, but not really a middleman, but it's like an in-between type of thing. Like, you know what I mean? Because it's like they feel like you always get what you want, or that they'll get what they want, but they have to pay it back on the back end, or that you always get what you want, and then they can get what they want on the back end. So I guess that makes them feel insecure. Like they're like the biggest vibe I got was like people feel like they're not enough. You know what I mean? Like it's not enough, and like it has to go how you expect it to go. You know what I mean? Like even when you invite them in, it's kind of like after like a checking process. You know what I mean? Like oh man, it's like a checking process. Like talk to the doorman, don't talk to me. Talk to Huey, don't talk to me. You know what I mean? Like that type of stuff. It feels like that. Like they have to go through some type of checkpoint to get to know you or get to be around you. All right. Oh, okay. So I was about to say they're intimidated by your spiritual gifts and maybe by your body. Like you came back. So maybe you were like a dove before. Because I think of this as like, this looks like a swan to me. So I was kind of thinking like an ugly swan. All right. So maybe you were ugly before or not attractive before, and now you're beautiful or handsome. And now people are like, oh, you know what I mean? Like maybe you had like a glow up. Because it's kind of like that. It's like people want to like expose themselves to you. Because I'm like, you know, I can't show you this, but she's naked. So it's like they want to expose themselves to you. So I guess that's what, it makes them feel insecure. Maybe your body makes them feel insecure. Something about your body makes people feel insecure. And that you get what you want. So people feel like they're not enough because you get what you want, and maybe you're very attractive. Because the sun is here, and that's usually about your attraction. So it is about that. But it could also be about your spiritual gifts and your creativity, all right, and your exuberance, and maybe you don't share that with everyone. So maybe like I said, like that checkpoint area where like they have to go through maybe hoops or something, or it feels like they have to like, I don't know, maybe it's like a waiting room. It's like almost like a waiting room, or like, you know what I mean? Like they don't just get to like come into your life. So that makes people feel insecure. Yeah, you check in with yourself before like letting people in. You know what I mean? And you might like joke and play with people, but I guess the joke and play feels kind of serious, or it feels like, ow, why'd you say that? Like, you know what I mean? Whoa. Okay. It's something like you have a deep spiritual commitment, or like, and it doesn't have to be, maybe you don't call it spiritual, but it's like a deep connection to whatever it is that you're into. Because Vesta is here, and this is about being devoted. This is about caring and like really desiring something. So like when you're into something, you could be really focused, and that can make other people feel insecure. Like when you're desiring something, you fixate on it. That's a fixate. We do have fixed signs here, so that is that energy of a fixed energy. And then because we have Capricorn and Leo, and well, Leo's a fixed energy too, but because we have Capricorn and Libra, these are cardinal signs. So this is someone who takes initiative, who takes a drive, who's committed, who's the first, like the leader, the person who goes. So maybe you give off this strong leader vibe and an independence vibe, and people don't really know where they stand with you because you're not devoted to their cause. You know what I mean? You're more devoted to yourself and your passions and how you see the world, or your vision, because it looks like a television now. So it's like your vision, how you see the world. Maybe you don't dance, or maybe you can't dance, or maybe you dance very well and that makes other people insecure. It's one of these things. It's like you don't, it's almost like you don't try. That's what I was about to say. Like, it's like you're not trying. And so people feel insecure about you because you're not really putting effort in. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, it looks effortless. That's the vibe. Because I got the 10 of Wands here, and it's in reverse though. So it's like effortlessly. It's like, I'm I'm not even tripping. I'm not stressed. It's not weighing me down. You know what I mean? Like you're at peace. Because even the Four of Wands is like chill, a relaxation, celebrating. It's like you make hard stuff look easy. So that might be what it is about it. Like people feel like you're making something hard look easy. Ooh, go you. Yeah. And you're very diligent. So this makes people feel insecure around you. So you're very attractive. That's for one. Your body is standing out a lot, like, or the way you dress. This makes people feel insecure. And the fact that you have a lot of self-control makes a lot of people feel insecure. But I guess maybe you could be a jokester. But I mean, or maybe your jokes are harsh and something about the jokes may be hidden with truth. Because that's what's coming up. Like maybe the jokes have truth to them. You a hard body. Good grief. If this is you, good grief. Because that's what, like, people feel like they need to love themselves more around you. Like, you know what I mean? Like they need to value themselves more, or like, you know what I mean? Or like something about the encounters with you make them feel like they haven't learned the lesson. Like I need to learn something here. Like they feel like they haven't learned the lesson, or like you should be, like, I don't know, or sometimes they can feel like you're avoiding karma or avoiding some type of repercussions. Like they feel like you should be getting some type of, you know what I mean? I guess karma, bad karma in a sense. You know what I mean? And yet you're always trying to find a path to make you happy. So that makes people feel insecure because, like, I'm not the one that makes you happy. I'm not enough. That you don't care about me. You don't care about my stuff. You don't care what I got going on. It's kind of like that vibe. It's almost like you're unbothered. Like, you know, I'm tunnel vision almost. That's what it kind of feels like, tunnel vision. And I don't care what none of you guys are doing or what anybody has shaking or baking, whatever. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that type of vibe. You know what I mean? So that makes people feel insecure because it's like you're not passionate about my passions. You're not passionate about me. You're passionate about you. It's really like you have a lot of self-love or a lot of self-care. It kind of comes off like bougie. So that's the vibe. Like that makes people feel insecure. Like you're kind of bougie. You know what I mean? And they have this like, you don't need another's approval. You know what I mean? So that's like the big things. Like you don't need approval, but you probably can show like your dark side and your shadow side. Because the justice here with the devil, that gives me like it's not a narcissist, but it could have been like a narcissistic vibe. Like people could feel like you're narcissistic. That might make them like insecure. Because really what the biggest thing is, like they want your approval. That's the vibe. Like everybody needs your approval. So they feel insecure that they need that from you. That's what it is. Okay. I get it. And that all the stuff that's supposed to weigh you down or oppress you seems effortless. So yeah, it's kind of like, you're kind of like unbeatable in a sense. You know what I mean? You kind of seem kind of perfect. Now I can see I can see that. That kind of seems kind of perfect. You know what I mean? Yeah. All right, but here's some advice though. Guilt. You do not need another's approval to feel worthy of love. Regardless of what you've done or what you think you failed to do, from your soul's perspective, there's neither right nor wrong. Every experience in life is here to help you expand your awareness of love so that you may embrace ever greater spheres of wisdom. You've done nothing wrong. And then we have balance. Difference is a necessary part of human evolution, and everything in life is comprised of opposites, which together make life whole. If you light a candle in a room already flooded with light, the light of your candle would be indistinguishable from the light which already exists. Because of darkness, we are able to perceive light. Both are necessary. All right, so let me give you signs one more time. We have Aquarius, Pisces, Taurus, Capricorn, Leo, Libra. Now, this could be you, or this could be the people who are feeling insecure around you. All right, so pile one, that was your reading. Thanks for watching. This your boy Noonie, and it's Leo in the third house. I'm trying to give it a second because this stuff be like, woo. All right, there you go. Boom, pile two. So, pile two, what makes people feel insecure around you? Okay. Okay. I can see that. That makes sense. That's cool. It's not bad at all. It's actually all right. All right, so let me go. We have Scorpio, Sagittarius, Leo, Capricorn, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. All right. So this could be you, or this could be the people who feel insecure around you. All right. So they feel like you're very passionate. I think they're insecure around sex. All right. Like you being very peaceful and having very strong beliefs. Like you're not very fast. It's like you're not speeding or rushing to get nothing done, in a sense. You're very crafty. That makes them feel insecure, though. Maybe because you're very slick, very sly. And that makes them feel insecure. Oh, you have a lot of choices, a lot of options, a lot of ambition. You're very slick, very sly, very passionate, very creative, very attractive, alluring. That's what I was hearing more. Alluring. All right? You have a lot of great ideas and you're open to them, or maybe you open their mind to a lot of great ideas. You slow it down. Maybe you slow down the pace of things, because that's what makes them feel insecure. Like you're not in a rush. That's what it really feels like. I'm not in a rush. Now, you could be publishing something, or it could be like your philosophy, like your beliefs. Like, you know what I mean? It could be a spiritual belief, but it could be like your peacefulness, like your Zen type of energy, like being this is kind of like Power One, but this is different. This is like unbothered, but like optimistic. You know what I mean? So it's like, I have insight, I got wisdom, I'm smart, I'm attractive, I'm funny, you know, I'm outgoing, but I'm not pressed. You know what I mean? And you could have a lot of options, because that's what the vibe is. Like, you have a lot of options, and you're very persistent towards a goal or towards finances, because that's what I was really picking up. Persistence towards finances, or maybe persistence towards opportunities, new possibilities, options, being very ambitious, you could be like a painter, maybe that's what it is. Like, you do great art, or you do great work, or something like that. It's like you take your time, you're not in a rush. That's what I keep saying, because that's like, it's almost like Power One, because like Power One, they didn't give a shit, but like they were like more like going. This one's kind of like, you know, it's whatever. You know what I mean? And kind of that's the vibe. You know what I mean? It's like you've gone through some type of transformation or rebirth, and you learned a lot. You could be like a writer, publisher, drawer, painter, artist, creator. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you've left something in the past, like maybe like the old negative self-talk, or like, because like your beliefs are strong, because meditate is here, and it's usually about having strong beliefs. You know, this could also be like the words that you say to yourself as well, kind of like, you know what I mean? Like getting into a peaceful, restful space. Like, this is more like, the whole vibe here is more like chill, but they feel insecure because like they have to watch you, because you're very crafty, very sly, slick. You know what I mean? Ingenuitive. Is that a word? I know ingenuity is, but ingenuitive, I don't know. Maybe you do the most, because that's what the vibe is like. But it's like it's hidden almost, because we got the Scorpio energy here. So from the rip, I feel when Scorpio's here, I feel like everything is hidden. If it was that or the 12th house, it would be like all moves are hidden. So this would make you like very strategic, and this makes a lot of people feel insecure. You know what I mean? It's kind of like maybe you travel a lot, or like you're always doing something, you're always on a go, but it like life is like, I don't know, maybe life is treating you good. Because I was about to say maybe you don't age, so maybe you're not looking older as everyone else, or you're looking young or preserved. Because I don't know why that's coming up, because none outside of the Queen of Wands, like none of that is really like saying that, but that's what I was picking up, so I'm just going to go with that. All right? And people are always, okay, so exes and platonic people are always gossiping about you. Oh, so that makes a lot of people feel insecure? That people are always gossiping about you? Like exes and people who are obsessed with you. It says a platonic or ex is obsessed with you, and they're gossiping about you. So that makes people feel insecure, that exes and platonic people are obsessed with you, and that there's a lot of gossip around you, a lot of gossip around your name. Even in your spirituality or your wisdom could also be like making people feel insecure, like your finances, because we got the 8th house here, which is usually about like resources, finances, and it also gives up that air of mystery. You know what I mean? And this could be like around passion. So maybe you have like a lot of secret lovers, or there's gossip about that. Cause that could be what it is. Gossip about secret lovers, or gossip about, I don't know. It's like people don't know what you're doing. So that makes a lot of people feel insecure, because they don't really know what's happening. Like the last power was kind of like people don't know where, like they don't know where they stand in their lives. But this power is more like people don't know what you're doing. They're like, I can't really see anything about you. You know what I mean? It's like you're open. Maybe you seem like it's kind of like you give information like you're an open book, but like maybe people don't trust your intentions. You know, and that makes them feel insecure. It's kind of like they don't know like what's really going on. You know what I mean? Like they kind of want to question you always, like what's going on here? Like what, like you know what I mean? Like it's a bunch of little questions that everybody wants. Maybe your ethics. I think maybe your code of ethics or your ideas that like maybe are open-ended or open-minded, maybe make people feel insecure. And you love yourself before you love anyone else, you love yourself first. So that makes people feel insecure that you choose you first. I mean, that's natural. That happens, you know. That happens. Yeah, but you have a choice. Maybe you're choosy. That was kind of the word too. Like you're choosy, maybe. So you could be like finicky, picky, and that makes people feel insecure. It's kind of like power one, but it's not though. It's different. Like the vibe is different. It's like you don't have to be here type of vibe. You know what I mean? It's like you can. Like the last pile, they kind of liked it. Like it feels like they kind of like that type of energy. But this pile, they like, I don't care. Go. Do what you're going to do. All right. You know what I mean? So it's like y'all feel like that. And that makes people feel insecure. Kind of like you can be here if you want, but you don't have to be. I'm cool. I got shit. Like, you don't see this? Everybody wants me. You know what I mean? Like that type of stuff. You know what I mean? It's like, and if you didn't want me, you're lost. Goofy. You know what I mean? It's kind of like you, like with this, even because look, with the Sagittarius and his Leo energy and the Queen of Wands, this is a blunt speaker, but Capricorn is kind of frank, and so is Aquarius. Like Aquarius is like they're good shit talkers. So it's like you could be like a shit talker and like make people doubt themselves. You know what I mean? You're very disciplined. You have a lot of creative ideas. You could be very artsy, very intuitive with things. Like you have a second knowing of things. That's probably what this is all about. And you're being celebrated or cherished by people who love you. So maybe you get a lot of recognition, and then there's a lot of gossip around you. And there's like a lot of people are like obsessed about you. So that makes a lot of people insecure. You know what I mean? And like you're not in a rush, you know what I mean? But you're open to them. So that really makes people like not know where they stand in a sense. But this one's kind of like, I mean, it's kind of like this, like what I'm telling you, it's kind of like that last pile, but there's like, the only thing is they don't like, even if you like, it's like you're an open book. You tell them what's up. But at the same time, they don't believe you. You know what I mean? Like people want to do like joint ventures with you, but they feel insecure. So like maybe if you're an artist, a painter, or whatever, like they want to do stuff with you. They want to learn with you. They want to understand your philosophy. But this all makes them feel insecure because maybe it's taboo or it's kind of mysterious or they feel like there's secrets. You know what I mean? Because it's like a lot going on that they don't see. And even if it's not going on, that's how they feel about it. It's like, oh, like you got to be going on. You got to be, something has to be going on. You have to have a bunch of options. You got to be, you know what I mean? You like new possibilities fall into your lap. Like, you know what I mean? New chances, and you're very ambitious. Like how is stuff not like what's going on? Like that's really like, it makes them frustrated because I feel kind of frustrated. Like, where's the shit at? What the fuck is going on? Like, it's kind of like that vibe. Like people kind of feel irate, and it makes them insecure about you though. Damn. Yeah, you know what I mean? That makes people feel like your creativity and your passion, your insight, your wisdom, all that shit makes people feel insecure. And the fact of like being, you know, relaxed, chilled, very either spiritual or very kumbaya, very peaceful, relaxed, not causing any strife or drama, that really bothers people a lot. So you should know that. All right. So let me read the advice. Peace. Calm your thoughts and move your awareness to a peaceful space inside your heart. Feel the ebb and flow of love, the eternal movement of the stars. Your life is forever unfolding to greater spheres of love. Relax and do not worry about anything, for all is well. You will soon enter a time of well-earned peace and tranquility. And then we have prayer. Dear guardian angel, help me to believe that all is possible through love. Help me to manifest my dreams and live an inspiring and fulfilling life. Help me to feel God's presence in every moment. Help me feel eternally loved. Thank you for being always by my side. All right, so let me give you the signs one more time. We have Scorpio, Leo, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. No water signs except for Scorpio. All right. So, pile 2. That was your reading. Thanks for watching. This your boy Noonie, and it's Leo in the 3rd house. Give it a second. Yo, you see my shape up? I need to get this joint together, bro. My barber was busy, but I'm gonna get this shit right tomorrow. I don't care if I have to go in there and hold him up myself. All right, that's enough. Boom. Pile 3. So, pile 3, what makes people feel insecure around you? So you could be an Aquarius, you could be a Capricorn, could be a Libra, could be an Aquarius. Now this could be you, this could be the people, could be an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, this could be you, could be the people, could be a Scorpio, could be an Aries, could be you, could be the people. All right. So you ain't with no bullshit, huh? You like to get shit straight out. So you could be a person who's very open. Not open, but like maybe you confess a lot of things that would normally be scandal. It's like you're not afraid to share with people. You could be kind of selfish. Maybe you only share with closer friends because it's kind of like you don't have traditional values, and that makes people feel insecure. Maybe you're not part of a family. Maybe you left a family because it's like you're balanced on your own and you're loving. You're becoming more confident and aware of your beauty, and people are becoming more fascinated by you. So that makes people insecure. Okay, so you had a glow up. All right, cool. That's what it was. And you can do the jobs of multiple people without getting a break. So you're like a workhorse. So that makes people feel intimidated. Makes people feel insecure. Okay, so being very balanced and being able to have equal and fair give and take with people, naturally knowing your own values, but making your own values, because we have family in reverse. So you could have left a family, or you could be letting go of like old family previous beliefs. You know what I mean? Like that type of stuff. All right. You could be a person who like has a lot of people's secrets maybe, or it's probably like you have a lot of people's secrets because you got like a large friend group. So maybe you have a large friend group, or you're part of like a big organization, or you're like giving back to people, or you're like working with a lot of people, and like a lot of people know you, because I kind of get the vibe of like maybe a lot of people know you, and it's slightly like a gossip, but it's also like you're a person who focuses on all your priorities. So it's like first things first, like what's most important. So you maybe, like I said, I kind of felt like you're like a no bullshit type of person, like what we need to do first, what's going to happen next, like that type of stuff. But you're very loving and you're very fair, very balanced. So you're like a business type of person. You give off like a business vibe. You know what I mean? Like a no bullshit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, don't bullshit me. I know what's up. You know what I mean? Like, you got a lot of wisdom. You got a lot of insight. You're very attractive. It's more like your energy. Oh, we got Libra here. So like your aesthetics and your energy is very attractive, and your mind. All right, like your thinking, because Aquarius was the first thing out, and this is usually about having quirky ideas, being non-traditional, breaking patterns, like sharing wisdom with people in a way that's maybe like considered like taboo or like a scandal. So maybe like you express non-traditional ideas or like far out ideas to people, and that kind of like makes them like, oh, how could she think that? How could he think that? Like, where would they, like, oh no, they're gonna be punished, or like maybe the behaviors that you do, people feel like, oh, that's a scandal. That's not right. That's taboo. That's not right. That's not traditional. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like that type of vibe. You know what I mean? Like, and also it makes people feel insecure because they feel like you're a temptation. Like the 7 of Cups with the Queen of Cups, with the Queen of Wands, is like you're very attractive. You offer this feeling of temptation of wanting to cross a line or a boundary with you. All right? And you could be maybe like, it says no work and no play will make you want to rip people's faces off. So you don't like to have too much fun. Like you like to work. You're like a workaholic or something, like a workhorse. I said that, right? That's what I felt like earlier. I was like, it's like a workhorse. Like they just be like, hey, we know you can get it done, and you do your job and everybody else's. And they be like, God damn. You know what I mean? So that makes people feel insecure that you can do that you have that ability. You know what I mean? You have this ability of maybe the grass is always greener. So it's kind of like you keep your options open, but it's kind of like, no, like you're focused, but you're not. So maybe that's that. Like, you know what I mean? Like maybe you're kind of aloof. Maybe you're a little bit aloof. Cause like people feel like you're fated to be in their life, but you're also like maybe a cause of destruction in their life, or like a cause of like disruption. Like your perspective changes people's lives. We got the Tower here. So like your perspective changes people's lives. When you come into their life, things change. So that's what makes people feel insecure, because it's like they know that either they have to change their perspective. I was gonna say they have to grow up. So maybe they have to grow up, or they have to like change their perspective on life, or change their perceptions on life. Like, you know what I mean? Like people feel like you're in two minds all the time, or like it's like you're focused, but like your mind or your eye wanders, or like it's kind of like they can't pin you down. That's kind of the vibe. Like, or maybe they feel pinned down, and that makes them feel insecure, because like you're really loving, but it's also like maybe they feel like it's a facade or a fantasy, like it's not really real, like you're not being all the way authentic, you know what I mean? But at the same time, because you have a lot of people around, so maybe you have like a large friend group, or like maybe you have a lot of options, you know what I mean? Because like kind of like people don't feel like, they feel like they have to see it your way in a sense, but it's not really that way. It's kind of like your perspective just breaks up their beliefs. So the way they expect life to be or expect things to play out, it doesn't play that way with you. You know what I mean? Like they don't feel that way. They're like, oh, well, I don't feel that way. Like how I normally feel, I don't feel that way with you. So it's kind of like that vibe. Like people be in two minds around you, or they feel like you're in two minds. And you know, one of those two. It could be both. It could be both. And the fact that you can do your job and their job and probably other people's jobs, like you're multifaceted. That's the vibe, like, you know, and you have a lot of insight and you're very attractive, but you're not pressed. So you could have a lot of options as well, but you could probably not really very much be pressed. This one is like, you know, it's really very balanced. This wasn't super independent, because this is like you can work with others. So you have like healthy interdependence where you can be your own person, but you can still be in a crowd. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to be alone, and you don't have to be with someone. Like the last two piles was like they had to be with someone, and then the pile, or they had to be with someone, or they didn't have anybody. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like this one's like you don't have to be with anyone, but you can be with people if you want to. But it's like a chosenness, like a choice. So maybe you choose people too. You know what I mean? Because people feel like you're like either you're always thinking the grass is greener elsewhere, or they feel like you're always looking elsewhere, like having your eyes open for opportunities, maybe for chances, or for like situations that can go awry, maybe. And then the fact that you're becoming more confident and more attractive, and more people are noticing you, and you're already in a large group or large network somewhere, and they're like, oh, that's making them feel insecure, and that you're only focused on your priorities and not them. So that makes them feel insecure, because it's like you can be friendly, you could be in a relationship, but you're not focused on me. So it's almost like they kind of doubt their self-worth, and that's what insecurity usually is. All right, so that's kind of what the vibe is. Like you're focused on your drives. It could be on your passions too. You know what I mean? Like you could be like practicing with a bow, or practicing with like a long bow, a stick of some sort, or a chain. I don't know, it could be. It's like you're passionate though. Like that's what they really like. Your passion as well, and like your passion towards your priorities or getting things done, like your drive. That, you know, and like that no nonsense shit makes people like feel insecure, because like they're not on it like that. They don't feel that way. You know what I mean? Like to them, like things get in their way, they get distracted. A lot of obstacles fall in their way, and they're like, oh, and they give up. And that's kind of like the vibe you don't give. You don't give that vibe. Like you're gonna get it done by all costs. Maybe even hook or crook, but it seems like you're gonna get it done. So, you know what I mean? And you're very gracious or very grateful. No, it's not that. They feel like you're not grateful or giving. Like you're not very giving. That makes people feel insecure. So maybe they feel like they're not worthy, or like you don't feel like they're worthy or worth of. So it makes people feel insecure. Yeah, that you're not giving and you're not grateful. Yeah, I feel that. That's how they feel. Like they feel like you're not grateful or like very gracious or graceful. Maybe they feel like you're not very graceful or you're not giving. Something like that. It's kind of like you're selfish in a sense. They feel like you're selfish. That makes them feel insecure, because maybe you're not like giving, and maybe you don't like confess a lot of stuff to them. Maybe they feel like, I don't know, it's not like, it's kind of like power too, but not really, because this one is like, they don't really feel like it's a secret, but they kind of feel like you're not giving in. Maybe that's the vibe, and that makes people feel insecure, because it's like, do you like me? Do you want me? Am I attractive? You're not focusing on me. You know what I mean? So yeah, maybe you could be like a star celebrity to people, because it kind of gives off like a star celebrity vibe. Like you're around a lot of people, you get a lot of attention, you're very attractive, and you can do with people, but you can also do without them. So it's kind of like that. You know what I mean? And you can work really hard, and maybe you don't really like, maybe you don't like to have a lot of fun, or you don't do a lot of stuff like fun wise. You know what I mean? And that kind of makes people feel like insecure about what you like, where like maybe like they're like, I don't know, maybe like it's kind of like they're not enough, but it's like what can I do to appease you? Like, so maybe people like to please you. That's what people like to do. They like to please you. Yeah, or they want to please you. something like that. They're fascinated by you. So a lot of people are like in awe of you. So that's why I feel like you're more like a celebrity or something, because like people feel like in awe by you and like they're fascinated by you and you're very confident or you're becoming very confident. So that's like, you know, shaking them up a little bit because Aquarius energy is here, and that's usually about breakthroughs. And usually breakthroughs in the mind and the perception of old ways of doing things. All right, so let me give you the advice. Let me give you advice. Advice. Compassion, dearest one. Be compassionate towards yourself. Surrender to self-criticism and fear that has you believing you need to improve in order to be worthy. You are perfect just as you are. The only thing that needs to change is your perception. You will come to realize the jewel you are when you love and honor yourself as you are. So, let me give you signs. We got Aquarius, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Aries, Libra, Capricorn. All right, so pile 3, that was your reading. Thanks for watching. This your boy Noonie, and it's Leo in the 3rd house. So I'm just trying to burn up a little bit of time so that way they don't be like running into each other. Because people are like, damn, pile 2, I was just watching pile 2. All right, we ready? Boom, pile 4. So, pile 4, what makes people feel insecure around you? So, it could be a Cancer, it could be a Capricorn, it could be a Libra, it could be an Aquarius, you could be a Libra, you could be a Scorpio. All right. So I was going to say your home, your family roots. All right. Could be like your family roots, something about your family. Maybe you have a big family, large family. All right. Maybe like you have strong family values. Like that makes people feel insecure. All right. Like I guess you can see through deception. All right. Did I give you the signs? Oh, yeah, I did. Wait, we got Aquarius. Oh, we got Capricorn here too. Dang. My bad, y'all. So we got Capricorn here too. And we got Aquarius again. So I got 2 Aquariuses, a Capricorn, a Scorpio, a Libra, Cancer. All right. So, all right. So, you could be a person who doesn't like relationships or feel burdened by relationships. Maybe you feel weighed down, struggled. You could feel struggle, but it's like you have relationships. So maybe your relationships are stressful. Maybe you feel like relationships are stressful and that makes people feel insecure. Or maybe you just released a relationship and that makes people feel insecure. Because we got 2 of Cups with the 10 of Wands, and that's usually about blaming. Blame games sometimes, or blaming relations and relationships, or not having the same romantic interest. So maybe that makes people feel insecure, like that desire of not having the same romantic interest. Like maybe you want long term, maybe they want short term, maybe you want short term, maybe they want long term, maybe you want friends with benefits, maybe they want a commitment, maybe you want whatever, marriage, whatever, or maybe you want certain things like actual materials. Because we got the 4th house here. That's not really about materials, but it can be, because it's usually about home and foundation. So it could be like a home. You know what I mean? Maybe that's that. Maybe you're always at home. You know what I mean? Because it's saying someone is judging you for healing. So yeah, that's it. Your family values, your beliefs. So that's what it is. Maybe you've healed. In this way that you've healed, it's caused a lot of people to feel insecure because you have different foundations now, different beliefs. 4th house is usually about familiar ancestral beliefs. But in this case, it would seem like there's some type of deceptiveness. So people may feel like you're being deceptive, or like you're not being genuine with your feelings, like you don't fully express your feelings. And they kind of feel like that. Like maybe they feel like it's a love loss here, or like they're struggling to let go of you. And that makes a lot of people feel insecure. So maybe you have like a previous relationship that you're struggling to let go of, and that makes someone feel insecure, or you just let go of a relationship and you don't want relationships, and that might be making people feel insecure. Because it's kind of like they feel like you're putting up a mask or a facade, like you're not really being all the way clear with them, or like your intentions aren't all the way known. Or maybe it's your emotions. That's what I feel like. I feel like your emotions. You know what I mean? What makes people feel insecure is your femininity. So this could be like other women. Maybe they feel like you're not really maybe you're not really that dainty. You're not really that feminine. You know what I mean? And if you're a male, you're feminist. You know what I mean? Your femininity. This could be like you keeping a tidy house, clean. Maybe you're always shaped up, shaven. Maybe you're always cooking, cleaning. Like things like that. Like these things make people feel insecure around you. and that you're very abundant, like the universe always is giving you stuff. So you're always being blessed with opportunities, abundance of some way, relationships, life, happiness, health, wealth. All these things are always coming in for you. And they could feel like you're getting them deceptively. And this could be making people feel insecure because like you be very real. So it's like people feel like you're being dishonest, but we have be real here, which means that you're being very open with people. Like you're very straightforward with people. Like, hey, this is what I'm on. This was how it's happening. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you're very tender because they feel like maybe you have animals. Like you give off like a tender vibe, but you're like kind of like straightforward with people. Like you're very honest, like blunt almost. You know what I mean? And you're like not afraid to release relationships. You know what I mean? Like you're very fair-minded. So they feel like it's kind of like it's almost like they want to control you. If I'm being honest, it's like they want to kind of control you. You know what I mean? Like just being for real about it. And you could have some type of properties or something like that. Like maybe you have properties, maybe you have actual stuff. Like, you know what I mean? A real foundation, house, car, like, you know what I mean? Like stuff that adds value to you in a sense, or gives you like a homely, secure feeling. Maybe you have like your own inner security emotionally, or like maybe your relationship itself. Maybe it's that. Maybe because a lot of people could be feeling burdened by their relationships, and you could be either in a healthy relationship or you could have left a relationship. It's one of those two. Because we have a relationship here, so I was kind of getting the vibe like you have a relationship, you know what I mean, and it's kind of solid. Or you could be releasing of a relationship. It's also like releasing, so maybe you're very abundant, because it's like a lot. So it's like you're very abundant and you release a lot of things at the same time. So maybe you're very giving because you're always getting, you know what I mean, and you have like some type of solid relationship. Maybe this could be a spiritual relationship. You could have a strong relationship with spirit or with God. You know what I mean? It could be that makes a lot of people feel intimidated, because it's kind of like you're very gifted or very loved, cherished. A lot of stuff falls into your lap. You know what I mean? You're very comforting, and like, you know, and you have strong moral values, and you're very blunt and straightforward with people. You let them see who you really are. So that makes them feel like, is she really like this? Or is he really like this? Because I feel like a piece of shit. You know what I mean? Because it kind of feels like you're perfect in a way, like from like a motherly vibe. Like, you know what I mean? Like you're straight real with people. Like, people like that. Like they like it, but it makes them feel insecure because they're like, I'm not like that. I'm not straightforward like that. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Because you're very honest and straight, like real integrity. Have a lot of integrity. You know what I mean? And so that makes people feel insecure because like you're honest and clear with people. Like, this is who I am. This is what I'm on. You don't need to be confused. You know what I mean? And people are judging you for healing. You know what I mean? I guess you've healed and people feel insecure. It could be from a past relationship that you released, or it could be because you're not burdened by past relationships. And that may make people feel insecure. Like you could have a stable, healthy relationship. And for others, you could have left a relationship and no longer want relationships right now. And that makes people feel insecure because you're really at peace. You know, they feel like you're being deceitful or deceiving them. Like maybe you have other things going on. You know what I mean? Like you're reaping some type of benefits because of your labor. Like good stuff is happening and waiting for you. And so it's like a lot of the cards said like abundance and good stuff is happening for you. And yet you're gentle, but you can take up a lot of space. You know what I mean? And you're super real and honest with people, like down to earth. So it's like a down to earth, and I'm abundant and I'll give, but I'll also let you go if you're not being fair or truthful or honest with me. If it's not in alignment with me, then I'll let you go. You know what I mean? If you're becoming a burden or oppressing me, or your beliefs become too much, I'll let you go. So that makes people feel kind of insecure. Not kind of, it makes them feel insecure. Like they're not in alignment with themselves. Eesh. So it makes people feel like they're not in alignment with themselves, because they're like, there's no way he or she is this real. Like they gotta be a fraud. They gotta be faking. Something gotta be up. Because no way, because I'm not like that. You know what I mean? So people are like judging you because you've healed and because you're not like them. So they're kind of like projecting on you. So that makes them feel real insecure. Like it seems like you have your shit together, or at least your own balance within yourself. You know what I mean? Like you're comfortable with yourself. So maybe you could be alone and maybe not. Because that's kind of like the vibe. Like people feel like maybe you give off the vibe of being comfortable alone, but people feel like you're not. Like you're faking. You want something. You want commitment, relationship. You want me. You want this, like you want me around here, you want me in your space. And this could be friends too, like, because literally, like, these are like significant relationships. So maybe you could have left a significant relationship, meaning like a long-term relationship, long-term standing relationship, or you could have got into a long-term standing relationship. You know what I mean? And that could be making a lot of people insecure because they've been struggling with that. You know what I mean? Like, it's been like relationships are burdens and they haven't really let go of previous relationships. And so it could be that, or it could be that you're still holding on to a relationship, some type of previous relationship, the burden of it or the stress of it, and you haven't like let that go, and that makes people feel insecure around you because you're not open to a relationship. You get it? So it's something like that. Or they could be burdened by the previous relationship that you had that was long term. So say for instance, say you were with a guy who was always taking care of the bills, cleaning, cooking, whatever he was doing, he was very multitasking or whatever. Or you was with a woman who could do everything. Maybe she was a celebrity or sometime, or she was like, you know, the town's hottie or whatever the case may be. Maybe the relationship you were in previously has made people feel insecure because maybe people feel like they don't match up. It could be similar to that, because it's kind of like the vibe of like you don't need people because maybe you either have a relationship or you don't need one because you just released a relationship that was burdening you, and now you want to be single and you're happy alone, or you're willing to like release other people or release the situation. Like, I'm getting like a whole bunch of shit. So hopefully I'm catching you, because that's what it feels like. You got like either a good relationship, or you just released a long-term relationship, or you're not being stressed, or you're not being stressed by a previous relationship that just happened, or you're having stresses from a previous relationship, and that's kind of like bothering people, whether they can make a way into your life. So it makes them feel insecure. You get it? Yeah, and it's like you're very protective of them and very protective of people, or maybe you're very protective of yourself. You could be very protective of people. Maybe you're very big in stature, and that makes people feel insecure, like around you physically, kind of. Because I was seeing the whale, and I was thinking like maybe you're kind of big, so it's kind of that vibe. All right, maybe you could be wide or bulky or like tall or whatever. I don't know. It's kind of like intimidating, and that makes people feel insecure around you. Maybe you could also come up with ideas or thoughts that make people get out of their like family values, or get them out of their comfort zone. Like, they don't like that. Anyway, let me give you advice. Invitation. We, your guardian angels, ask you to invite us into your heart. Talk to us at any time. Share with us your fears and concerns, as well as your joys and pleasures. There is no need to be formal, for we have known you since the dawn of time. In fact, we know you better than you know yourself, and we love you just as you are. So, here is the signs. Could be a Cancer, Capricorn, Aquarius, Libra, Scorpio, or Libra. This could be you, or this could be the signs of the people who are feeling insecure around you. All right? So, pile 4, that was your reading. Thanks for watching. This your boy Noonie, and it's Leo in the 3rd house.